So in most homeowners claims, there's three portions of the policy that are important. You have your dwelling coverage, which covers any of your structure, whether that's your cabinetry, your bathrooms, your walls and floors. You also have the personal property portion, which if you take the house upside down and shake it out, anything that fall out will be considered personal property. Third part is the additional living expenses portion of the policy. Now this would cover you for any temporary housing that you would require during the repairs due to the loss that you sustained. So for example, if you had a fire and you need to relocate to a hotel in the short term, the insurance company would cover that. Now some policies have a limit of certain months or a dollar value that would cover for that hotel plus any extended stay in a long-term rental, whether it be 6 months, 12 months, or even longer. So it's important that we get to review the policy to see what your coverage is and make sure that your temporary housing needs are going to fall under that limit. Now that will also cover things such as rental furniture. So with our firm, we like to ensure that the amount of money that's needed will fall under a certain limit that you have, so there's no financial out-of-pocket monies to you. That's not always the case, but we do our best to work with you and any realtors involved to make sure that we can find you housing that fits into the allowed budget. Now, one situation we had one time, we had a client that unfortunately had a fire, and she had a very beautiful home, and she particularly liked artwork. So she had artwork all throughout her house, about 50 to 100 pieces of artwork all throughout the house. Now the insurance company said, we're only going to cover her for the temporary rental for the lease agreement and the rental furniture. They didn't want to cover her to have temporary artwork on the walls, which was about $1,000, $2,000 per month roughly. Now, we ended up going back and forth to the insurance company many times, and we quoted the policy language which stated that they owe for a normal standard of living. We provided pre-loss photos showing all the artwork on the walls, and eventually, after many back and forths with the insurance company, we were able to get them to agree to pay the money that they did not initially want to pay for artwork. Now, it was a very small portion of the claim, and we didn't collect the public adjusting fee on that, but the happiness that was in our client's voice after I told her the great news that they were going to pay for her artwork made it all worth it. You know, she did have a life-changing, devastating event, and even that small little thing of having rental artwork on the walls, obviously replication is not the real thing, gave her some sort of happiness in this whole cloud of terrible things that had been going on. So that's the type of thing that we do at United Public Adjusters. We don't just work on the service. We try to get everything that you're entitled to under the policy to make sure that you're happy with our service at the end of the day. If you have any questions, 1-800-718-LOSS, 5677.